Yo, what's up, guys? It's Insane Game Freak here. I guess you can call this my official, I don't know if you want to call it official coming back to chapter review thing. It doesn't even really matter. The whole point is, these will be, as I said, a lot of you guys just chose for me to do it in this giant section, and I'll have annotations on the screen to which parts you can click to get to which chapters, reviews you want to listen to. And then, this is what it is, and I'm going to tell you from the get-go which chapters I'm reviewing for which series off the bat, so you know if the series, because the thing is, I'm not going to be reviewing every single chapter of every single series every week, unless there's just something inherently interesting. And there might be some weeks I just say, I don't want to fucking review a chapter just because there ain't nothing happening in any of the manga. Now, the ones you're asking that I will end up reviewing in some way or another, even though I don't consistently review them, would be One Piece, Naruto, Nisekoi once I get caught up, which really just depends on when Viz releases the 6th volume, which should end at chapter 58, which then should allow me to have the ability to just read from where Shonen, where Viz picked up Nisekoi, which is at like chapter 59, and then just blow through all that shit, and then I can just catch up to Nisekoi real quick. One Punch Man, Blue Exorcist, World Trigger. Now, just to tell you my status on that, I'm caught up with One Punch Man, I'm caught up with Blue Exorcist, I'm caught up with One Piece, I'm caught up with Naruto. And alright, World Trigger, I kind of randomly took a break from, not because I didn't like it, just because I just felt like it, because I could go back. For those who don't know, Visit Shonen Jump, you can go back and read chapters. You can go back and read the chapters you want anytime, like you keep them forever. So I had no, I can bullshit some chapters. That's why I say I can go back and read Nisekoi like that. So I will have annotations on the screen for whichever chapter I'm reviewing for that particular week. And I will talk about some Shonen Jump news that's in this particular issue. Like for this particular issue, number 45, they actually just added a new series, which is called Seraph of the End. Apparently, it's a series that's already been going on. But I guess they're gonna be like speed going through it. Like they even explained like this aired. I mean, apparently this came out last year in Japan, so they're gonna be doing like double issues because I guess it's a monthly series, and then afterwards they'll be caught up by like next year. But I'm not in any rush, especially if it's a series I've never fucking heard of, so no biggie for me. So with all that being said, I think that's all the important stuff. Alright, so for those wondering what I'm reviewing for this particular week, it will be One Piece, Naruto, Blue Exorcist. Those are the three I'm going to stick with. I could easily review One Punch Man, and I may end up doing that, but you'll know in the annotations. So let's get into it. So One Piece, chapter 723. Alright, so I guess the first thing I will talk about is Bartholomew as being his fanboy self, because apparently now Zoro and Sanji have switched roles. Zoro is going to stick here to talk to Luffy and tell him about the situation with Kinemon. And Sanji is going to go help Nami, even though Nami really... Well, they don't need help, but they end up needing help, I guess. And I did like... Bartholomew is just... That shit is ridiculous. But I guess one of the cooler things in this chapter is that we're actually introduced to the dude in the top hat that everyone thought was Sabo. If this didn't really prove anything, this is not Sabo. It's not fucking Sabo. I'm pretty sure it's not Sabo. Apparently, his name is Gladius. He has this weird ability that has something to do with his hair, which everyone's probably going to be making Super Saiyan references. I like. Apparently, he seems like a Super Saiyan Hulk. That's what it seems like. He probably has some similar ability. But then it brings up the question, what's up with the outfit? The outfit implies something completely different, or is the outfit some sense of restraints? Because he's like wearing this outfit with a black coat with like these gears on the side. Yet apparently when he gets angry, his hair spikes up. So does he have like some type of porcupine ability that has something to do with his emotions? They don't really explain, but it seems interesting. And the theory I had previously regarding whether or not each member of the Don Quixote family had something to do with the way things are in Don Quixote, with the way things are now in Dressrosa, or the Riku Kingdom. has something to do with each one of these guys. I'm kind of trying to figure out what the hell his ability is and how he would have affected anything. Then again, the hair thing might be a side effect of his rage. Maybe it has nothing to do with it. You know, One Piece doesn't give a fuck half the time in terms of devil fruit powers. But it's also interesting just to see fucking Baby 5 have a normal conversation with a guy and then not be on some, he needs me. I think it's the most casual we've seen Baby 5. But anyways, moving on from that. So, apparently, they were just like, well, see, Brooke cut her, but we need to just make it definite that no one is saving this bitch. And I actually really enjoyed that. Because I didn't want, I said this in the last one, but I don't like when you have these 2 years time skip and you still have these Straw Hats, the weak ones, quote unquote, still needing to be saved by Sanji and Zoro. That shit annoys the fuck out of me. Even though I feel like at this point, Chopper's in his heavy point, Nami's using climate attack, because it seems like the thunder thing with her is like the trigger for everything. Because everyone's like, Fujitori's like, I sense lightning in the wind, and then fucking, what was it, Violet's like, I sense lightning. It's like lightning just struck your ship. People are probably still, I don't know if anyone's still doing Violet for Nakama. No, just no. We're not doing that. Actually, in retrospect, would it be possible for, no, they wouldn't do that where they would do 2 Straw Hats in the same arc. They just don't do that. No? Yeah, they don't really do that unless you count Robin and Frankie, which you don't really count that because Robin joined a while ago, but you know, whatevers. And then the last section of this was actually probably really fucking cool. It was like all Fujitora had to do was mention the lightning, and fucking Law is just like, Nami's probably coming. Let's go. Actually, in retrospect, well, no, he's seen her ability before, so I was about to ask, I was like, how would he even know that was Nami? But then again, he saw that whole weather egg shit she did back in Punk Hazard. So, there's a few interesting things here. Not only Law's whole situation, but Don Flamingo's, the whole thing about him quitting being a celestial dragon, which then brings up a whole new can of worms, because then it's like, if you quit being a warlord, then how the hell are you so powerful and well known? Well, not warlord, he quit being a celestial dragon, I'm sorry. If you quit being a celestial dragon, how do you still... And then in a sense, I got kind of a Luffy parallel here. Like, Luffy has the ability, just through his family lineage, to be the most beast pirate on his own. Like, on his own right, without even doing anything. Just like Don Flamingo, right off the bat, being a celestial dragon, didn't have to do shit. I feel like the whole theory about him rebelling against his family just to do what the fuck he wants is exactly what happened. Because he goes on this little mini tirade about what is blood law, what is fate. He's like, it pisses you off because he does exactly what we thought he was gonna do. He like teases his flashback, but he doesn't give it to us, and we're just like, no! Show us the flashback, Don Flamingo, you piece of shit. But it still brings up the question, how is his stance this fucking high if he's not a celestial dragon? If he gave up that ability, if he gave up that title, how do you have access to CB0? How do you have the access to cheat the world at a whim? It's like, once you get an explanation for something, Oda's like, nope, that's bullshit, fuck it. So now it makes even less sense, unless his ties with Kaido are that powerful, which I really don't think that's it, because why would Kaido have that ability? So, actually, why the hell are they referring to him as Young Master now? I really don't understand him now, because now it doesn't make any sense. It's like, the Celestial Dragon would have justified everything. And then Oda's like, nope, that's not it. But the law plan was funny. It was like, I thought it was Law's heart. A lot of people said Caesar's heart. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he did have Caesar's heart. And then he squeezes like, oh, it's the Navy's heart. And you're like, you clever bastard. And you have this cool sequence where he's like, you know what, fuck it. Run, bitch, run. And when it kills me, he wanted to be a dick to Fujitora. He was like, Fujitora, you better turn up that gravity or I'm going to run away. And then he runs away and is like, you dick, you knew that was going to happen. But he has this like plan where he's essentially trying to fight Caesar on the he's going to try to fight Don Flamingo on the bridge. And he's like, oh shit. Because Nami and Chopper and Brooke say something that fucked them over. and Doflamingo comes at them, and then all of a sudden, Sanji. And honestly, I'm kind of curious. He did this Punk Hazard too. Is he trying to give Sanji more like screen time? He's really been focusing on Sanji these last 2 arcs, with Kinemon and Violet and the G5 sailors and this shit right here with Doflamingo. Actually, this is an interesting situation. Sanji is the first character to actually hit Doflamingo. Regardless if it actually hit him. I don't mean like kicked him in the face. I mean like actually physically touch and hit him. I think Sanji is the first character in the series to do that. Yeah. Overall, interesting chapter. Raised a whole bunch of fuck more questions. It's crazy how a simple phrase where he's like, you were a celestial dragon, Doflamingo? That's right, I was one. And you're just like, fuck. But that was interesting. So, moving on to Naruto. Okay, so for Naruto, this is Naruto chapter 649. I haven't really talked about Naruto in a while, so some of you might be curious what my opinions are. This shit has gotten incredibly, like, Dragon Ball Z-ish with the fighting. Maybe not the actual whole thing together, but just the fight part of it, of this series so far has gotten really Dragon Ball Z-ish. This chapter really doesn't have too much to offer because it's just simple, sentimental bullshit that we've heard like 60 times. The difference is we're hearing from Shikamaru's point of view. And it does bring up, if anything, I do like the realization that Shikamaru's kind of like, yeah, I want to be Naruto's advisor. Which actually works out pretty fucking well. One of the things I always thought was like, how the hell is Naruto going to be Hokage when he doesn't have anyone to straighten him out? It's not like he's really smart in certain areas or actually just in common sense logic. So it's like, he's going to need somebody to watch his ass. And a lot of people would think Shikamaru. And I like how Shikamaru's like, yeah, I want to be his advisor. I want to stand next to him and be his advisor. Make sure shit goes the way we want it to. And then we can move towards a better future. I was like, alright, cool. Sakura, you have just been proven irrelevant even by Naruto. And that's a damn shame. Naruto is healing Shikamaru. And Sakura, what the fuck were you doing? Mrs. I'm gonna put this fucking diamond on my forehead and be all powerful and shit. Yeah, you irrelevant piece of shit. I'm sorry, I fucking can't. It's stupid. By the way, speaking of stupid things, Kiba, shut the fuck up about the Hokage shit. That's dumb. It's dumb. No one even no one. You forget that Kishimoto doesn't give a fuck about you anymore. So I'm sorry you have to be stuck saying the same old statements that have no grounds because you're irrelevant as fuck. Then we're gonna cue Hinata scene, but I'm not gonna Hinata fanboy because it's just a scene about how she wants to get stronger. It's the same shit Hinata always says. But I guess the only other thing I can mention in this chapter is that, whoa, look, we see Kakashi. Kakashi's okay, yay! Remember him? Remember when he was relevant? Like, how long ago has it been? Like, at least 10 chapters. It's been a minute. It's been a good minute, because I fucking forgot about Kakashi. I was like, oh, right! He was originally fighting Obito before all this shit, wasn't he? But honestly, if anything, you could just say this is a build-up chapter, because nothing fucking happens. And that's what kind of sucks. It's like, you're in this giant battle. We've been in this giant battle for a while now, actually. Even it's to the point where the anime's even doing the part of the giant battle. And you're looking at it, and you're like, this is so weirdly paced, because half the time it's fucking flashbacks, the other half the time it's like these like build-up chapters, like what the fuck this is, where nothing really happens, but just a whole bunch of setup. Then you have a few action chapters, and then it just repeats the fucking cycle, and you're just like, yeah, this is getting really redundant. Naruto's getting really fucking redundant. Anyways, Blue Exorcist. Next! So Blue Exorcist is finally on chapter 50. Wow. Doesn't feel like 50 chapters, it really doesn't. So, I guess I should do my initial reactions. What the fuck, Shima? What the fuck, Shima? What the fuck, Shima? Fuck! This is all I got to say. That revelation just mind fucked me. I was like, well, I didn't see that coming. So, this just turned into a rescue arc that has a little bit more interesting setup because it's the person who kidnapped her is a friend of theirs. It's kind of like the equivalent it's kind of like Water 7 in a sense, a little bit. Except pretend like Robin kidnapped Usopp. Pretend that was a thing. Then it's like borderline the same kind of logic. Because it's a rescue arc, and because Blue Exorcist is a lot of slice of life shit mixed in, I'm not going to talk about too much because the Illuminati shit, a lot of that went over my head, I'm going to be honest with you. It's, oh my lord. From the general idea I understand, is that the Illuminati, I mean, we know it's, I mean, granted, it's not like we haven't heard this term before, but in Blue Exorcist, this is one of the first times we're hearing it. It's like the evil organization that pretty much wants to do what the anime thought. Like, it's that whole joining Gehenna and Asiya together. But, like, I don't know if it's going to be in a different way or not. Like, because the way, like, if I remember the last chapter, see, the problem is these things are, like, monthly, so the gaps kill me. But it's like, I don't know if he's trying to do it in a different way or if he's just doing it to destroy. I feel like it's like that whole destroy everything and rebuild everything from the ground up. I feel like that's what the Illuminati's goal is. And be free to correct me in the comments like you always will anyway. But anyways, the more important parts are pretty much the Suguro Ren section and the shit with Kamaki's mother. And all you Izuma fans must be happy because you are going to get some backstory for it. The Suguro stuff is pretty much how Suguro is that overly emotional, depressing motherfucker on himself. And Ren does that. I guess Ren, I kind of like this dynamic because it's not that same. Like, you would expect Ren to be in the kind of mindset Suguro is in another. If this was any other shonen, I would expect the reverse. But it's not. Suguro's the one dwelling over it. I even love how Ren busts him out because it's like if it comes down to it, I'll have to kill him and then kill myself. And Ren just laughs in that boy's face, and I was just like, you dirty for that, Ren. Why? That man was being serious. He was making a decoration. Why would you do that to him? It was funny as hell, though. And I enjoy it for that. Also, I guess I should talk about the stuff with Konekamaru, some of the past stuff about him becoming the leader. I did not see that coming, and I give props. I give so much props to this manga doing that. Because you would obviously expect the Ren to be the leader, but at least they're taking this somewhat more seriously than a lot of other shonens would do. It's like, main character, he's the leader. And this one is like Konekamaru, and I'm like, go in, boy, go in. He even has this little depression moment about how, he's been with Shima since they were little, and he didn't see any of this. But it also brings up the question, when did Shima join the Illuminati? He's had to been in there for a while, but he was at the temple the majority of the time. And I wonder if his true personality is still the slacker portion, or if he's actually as serious as he appears to be in this whole Illuminati stuff. Also, another question: why the hell did Shima get a flashback that is correlated to Izumo? Because we see near the end of the chapter, it was kind of confusing. But from what I understood, is that Izumo has a lot of sister and mother issues. So I'm like, why was Shima getting part of that flashback right before he wakes up? Now, regarding his Izumo's mother and sister, it seems like she has some animosity towards both of them, particularly probably her sister, because the perspective kept changing from her and her sister to her and her mother, and it didn't really explain too much. Like, I don't know, just the way it was presented was kind of confusing. And then in the chapter we see her mother. What is so special about Izumo's family now? That's what we need to know. What secrets does her family hold? Because this is the first time we're actually being mentioned of her backstory. We don't know much about her. Actually, when I think about it, each arc has been about their backstories. Like, Shami's was mixed in with Ren's, and then Bon, Shima's, and Konekamaru's were mixed in together with the last arc. And this arc is apparently about Izumo. And also you have the whole scene with Paku and Shamie, call me if anything happens, because they're still friends and everything. By the end of this, I wonder what's gonna happen. I'm actually looking forward to this arc, really am. Especially that ending. It's like Izumo, help me. And it's like, oh shit, that's her mom. What the fuck is going on? What powers do her family hold? Also, especially because it kind of sucks because this whole arc starts right before the whole possible Izumo X Ren shipping. Yeah. How you guys feel about that, by the way? Just curious. Just throw it out there for me. I'm just curious. And you know what? For the fuck of it, let's do One Punch Man. Let's do One Punch Man. One Punch Man, chapter 28. I do like how Saitama is one of those, like, it's probably the most nonchalant shonen main character I've ever seen in my life. Then again, this is a gag manga, so it makes sense. And just to give my overall thoughts on One Punch Man, because I haven't really talked about it. Fucking love the art. The art is so fucking good. Fucking the art is beast. The art is so fucking beast. It's ridiculous. Seriously, I fucking love the art in One Punch Man, especially the fights. The fight sequences are so well done. There are certain fucking chapters that they look like a flip book. I'm like, oh my god. iShield's artist. Oh god, my dick. As far as the chapter is concerned, there's not too much to it. There's only maybe like two things of consequence. Saitama gets promoted to B rank, low B rank, but B rank, and we do meet one of those heroes that he saved when he beat the shit out of that sea monster from the last chapter in one punch. As far as I understand, it's that whole, you know, it's because he's a hero and he doesn't give a fuck and he gets all this hate that it doesn't really mean as much as it would for other characters, because Saitama legitimately doesn't give a fuck. And Genos is a beast too. I want to remember that. It's either Genos or Genos, I'm not sure. That motherfucker is a G too. I'm kind of curious, how far away is Viz's Shonen Jump from the actual scanlations? Because I think there might be a few chapters behind or something. I'm not sure. If anyone wants to let me know in the comments, most appreciated. But anyways, as I said, it's a gag manga, but there's really not too much that goes on. We do get to see a fucking pretty boy hero that I think is S rank, I believe. He's like a model and shit too. I like how all these heroes are like irrelevant in their own possible ways. I do like the fact that Saitama's it's one of those mangas that isn't taken seriously, but I want to take it seriously. That's how I kind of feel with One Punch Man. And, you know, obviously the chapter ends with that whole, you know, he meets one of those heroes that he saved, and he treats him to dinner, and it's like, oh, that's a nice moment. But until Evo rises its ugly head again, Saitama will be enjoying some noodles. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. So please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. This has been the Insane Game Freak. Tell me what you guys think about the format, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.